Hello everybody, Caden here today with another episode of Prehistoric Kingdom, and today we are finally back, after like nearly a week since the last time I uploaded, to make a really cool Microraptor aviary building type thing, I'm a bobber, that I'm actually very happy with. There's a lot of interesting changes that happen throughout the build, as you're kind of seeing here, and it's definitely very different than what I had originally planned when I started this build. But for this being, as you guys will probably hear later when I do the showcase, this is like the first build I've done in this game, or in any of these kind of games like Planet Zoo or anything, where I've actually tried to make a proper building. And for that being the case, I'm incredibly happy with how this has turned out. I think it turned out a lot better than I was really expecting it to. And yeah, that's super cool to me. I'm really happy with this. It may not be the greatest build ever made, but I'm, again, just really happy with how it turned out. I think it turns out pretty good. A few problems here and there, just kind of caused by the nature of me kind of still figuring out the building system, in particular making structures, because that's pretty different than making just, a viewing area for an exhibit or something, like, a bit more difficult, but again, not terribly difficult compared to some of the other stuff I've done. But anyway, yeah, today's plane is the Microraptor. As you can see right now, we're kind of building the front of the building because I wanted the front to have this like really nice design with it, so that way it looked really cool. But for the sides and back, going for a bit more of a utilitarian concrete kind of look, just because we didn't really need this super advanced, really fancy kind of look for the entire building, because that would have taken probably doubled the amount of time, and this build already took me absolutely forever to make. It really did. This was a really difficult build for me for some reason. Well, probably just because I'm not super used to it, but yeah, it took absolute ages to get done. And quite a few test runs that you guys obviously don't see. Although, I don't know, I mean, I could... you know what, if you guys want to see test builds, I mean, not for any of these, I don't have footage of them, but because I didn't record them, but yeah, if you guys want to see some of the test builds I do in the future, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know what if you guys want to see more of that. Also, for those of you who are probably coming from my usual videos and the usual stuff I've put up on the channel, normal content will probably be returning later, either this week or next week, just kind of rounding out a bit the last few PK things I want to do and really want to mess around with. But yeah, anyway, yeah, kind of didn't really know what I was going to do with the interior of this build. It was, yeah, I definitely should have planned out a lot more. I did try and sketch out some ideas of what I should do with this, and in the end, I incorporated like, I'm trying to think, oh, I think my game crashed here. Yep, okay, and then it got back. Okay, so there is a weird little bug sometimes where basically when you place something down, you can't delete it. And it's really annoying because you'll like place down this like structure you want to get rid of, and then you just can't, and it's really odd. But yeah, anyway, any hoozle. Over here, I'm basically just trying to figure out how big I want the building to be, so that way I can expand out. And I ended up doing a really cool little bridge across this, because I don't know, thought that would be really fun to do. Kind of make it a bit more interesting, give you visitors a different way of going through the enclosure and whatnot. So yeah, that turns out really cool. Really like the bridge, a lot of fun to build. It could have certainly been better. I think there's definitely some stuff I could have done to make it look a bit more interesting, but again, overall, pretty happy with how this looks. But yeah, anyway, I feel like I'm very much rambling, which is probably the case, but man, I'm really happy with Prehistoric Kingdom though, for the most part. Just having an absolute blast playing this. Yeah, I'm trying to think, how many more videos do I really have to make on this? I did Monosaurus probably. So I had Monosaurus and then Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I think that's it actually. So yeah, we've almost got everything in the game so far, until, I don't know, the beta comes out, I guess, or the full release probably. But anyway, but yeah, so if you guys want to see more Prehistoric Kingdom, let me know. And yeah, let me know, would you guys like to see like another park after this one, like a more proper park? Because this one, I wouldn't call it a proper park really. I kind of just built a bunch of random exhibits without any real idea of making it like, you know, super connected and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, if you guys would like to see a proper zoo, let me know, and I will look into doing that. I'd be very excited to do something like that. It could be a lot of fun. But yeah, anyway, I'm just working more on the outside here, interior of the build and whatnot. I end up doing this really cool roof, which I line up with this super tall wall over here. It's just this big slanted roof that's got a ton of glass and stuff in it, and it ends up looking really good, I think. But it looks terrible right now, and it will continue to look terrible, much like most of this build. And I think that's kind of how this game, well, this and Planet Zoo, from my experience playing that recently, how these games go is just anything you build looks pretty trash until you finish it. And once it's done, it looks way, way nicer and everything looks really good. But before that, it's just, everything just kind of looks abysmal. It's very disheartening. But once it kind of gets to like that final point, it looks a lot nicer and everything. But yeah, anyway, I don't really have too much else to say because I kind of gotta go do other stuff. And yeah, haven't got too much time left to do it. Voiceover, I guess. So, you know what, we're just gonna let the rest of this play out, and I will catch back up with you guys at the end of the episode to show off the final build. So see you then. Okay, everybody, here we are with with the finished build, and man, did this take absolute ages to do. I'm really happy though with how it's turned out. It's not exactly how I envisioned it originally. In fact, my numerous sketches I did not end up looking anything like this, really. I mean, there were elements of this in my original ideas, but it definitely has a very different finished look than what I was kind of expecting to go for. But that being said, still really happy with how it turned out, and considering, if this were a real zoo, or when I eventually go back in to decorate, this out here, and of course the back sides of the building, which are just these plain concrete walls, won't look so terrible because, they'll be blocked off and visitors won't really be going over that way. But the front of the building looks pretty good in my opinion. I do really love the slanted roof like this. I think it looks really cool. Even though it was a colossal pain to build, and you guys probably noticed that the time-lapse didn't really show everything with it. And I can't tell really. Okay, no. So this isn't on an angle, but because of it's curved and everything else is on an angle, it also looks like it's on an angle, and it's really, really weird. But anyway, let's take a quick look at the interior, because I'm sure that's what most of you guys want to see. And yeah, there's an interesting little gap there. I didn't even notice that was a thing. Now, one thing I did want to do initially that I just kind of forgot to is add in like vines and stuff up here. I was considering adding in some planters kind of like hanging down, from like the ceiling and stuff, but just didn't really get around to that. I think I'm gonna save that for if I build another one of these Microraptor type exhibits. Okay, come on. There we go. Camera doesn't really want to cooperate with this build, but I think the interior looks really cool, especially having 4 of the Microraptor exhibits inside. I think that really just, it looks very, very full, and I really like that. Oh no. Okay, so my game did crash, by the way, at the end of the time lapse, and it straight up just removed all the plants we put here. Oh, that's really annoying. Well, let's see. I mean, we could check them back in real quick. We can do that super fast while we just kind of chill a bit, and take a look at the build. I'm trying to think what I even had in this. These. We'll chuck this like there. And we had some of these. And I know I probably had flowers in here as well. Yeah, okay. I don't think it was these flowers, but we'll keep these flowers for now just because why not? But yeah, overall, I think this build turned out really cool. It definitely has the overgrown jungle look I was going for, initially at least. There's some issues with it that I'm still not entirely happy with. There are definitely a lot of things I could have improved with this build. But for this being the first full-on, like, proper, I would say, build where it's, not just an outdoor exhibit, but a full-on building and all the challenges that come with that, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. And when we, in the future, at some point, get more animals that would go in these kind of exhibits, I'm actually pretty excited to see how it'll turn out. But yeah, I really do love this bridge, even though it was probably, again, one of the more difficult things to kind of get working properly. But yeah, it just looks awesome having this little like pond down here, very overgrown. We got all the trees working together. Oops, there we go. Come on, I wish there was like what would you call it? Like a staff, or like where you could just basically like take over a visitor and just walk around with them. That would be really cool. Or just become a visitor and walk around like that. That would be really, really nice. Much easier than trying to manipulate the camera in a space like this. But yeah, overall, again, I think this build has turned out really, really nice. I'm very happy with it. Again, a few things here and there I might change. I really love the ceiling. I was originally thinking of going for the chain link fence, but didn't end up doing that, so yeah. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. We got lots of beautiful trees in here. Very overgrown, very dense, very, very awesome. And of course, I guess there's four mini exhibits, and I really love the fact that despite the fact all the mini exhibits are the exact same model, just with the amount of extra foliage we've thrown down, rocks, all that kind of stuff, it doesn't, at least to me, it doesn't super look like we just took the same build and placed it 4 times. I feel like it looks different enough, and I really like that. It's also kind of cool to have all the Microraptors like in different corners of the build. But yeah, I think there's 40 of them in here, so it's quite a lot of little raptor birdies. Let's actually take a quick, close look at them. Oh, those ones are sleeping. Oh, we actually got a they're actually in the little birdhouse. Oh, that's adorable. I love them. Very cute. Very, very adorable. Absolutely love these things. But yeah, overall, again, really happy with this build. Think it turned out pretty good for this being the first actual building in a game like this I've made. Oh, also, I guess the visitors, I kind of was like, hoping this would happen. And yeah, they are actually kind of walking up. That's cool. Also, it was kind of cool. I didn't realize they would actually walk up the stairs. I didn't think they would, but yeah, they do. And so they're actually gonna go walk around here. That's awesome. I actually would kind of want to see how this works. Like, okay, they're just kind of aimlessly walking around here. Will they go on the bridge? I'm going to assume they will, because I don't think they're gonna walk through any of the guide rails or anything. Because, yeah. Oh, but that actually looks really cool that we can have people in here. I really wanted to make a bench as well, a bench or two that we could throw in here, maybe some trash cans, but I just didn't end up getting around to that. But yeah, overall, really happy with this build. It's actually kind of cool to see visitors coming in and out of this, and that actually makes me want to see over here. Oh yeah, people are going up on the Styracosaurus one. That's super cool. What about and on the Limbaosaur one? And, oh yeah, I was about to say, what about over here? But there's no pathway over to the Tarbos yet. But we're getting there, we're getting there. Anyway, that's really all I have for today, so thank you all for watching. Hope you've all enjoyed, and until next time, guys, see ya.